the Brian McCarthy Interview Show. If you're under 18, don't listen. Having said that, the show is really awesome. And if you did listen, no one would really know. But don't listen. Don't listen, kids. Okay? Don't listen.
Niños, escuchen estas palabras mientras que salen de mis labios aprietos. El siguiente programa, aunque esto sea muy divertido para toda la gente, no es para los niños. Como un burro que busca agua fría, un balde, y eso le va a dar toda la satisfacción que necesita, esta agua no es para ustedes. Por favor, vayan donde sus padres. Ayúdelos a limpiar los baños. No vayan a escuchar esto. Es muy importante. Que Dios nos bendiga a los Estados Unidos.
Enfants du monde, détournez les yeux et bouchez-vous les oreilles. Le programme suivant, bien que spectaculaire et divertissant à tous égards, n'est pas pour vous. Veuillez vous détourner et jouer dans les Champs-Élysées ou peut-être dans les catacombes humides de Paris, car devant vous se trouve la ruine. Vous avez été prévenus, s'il vous plaît. N'écoutez pas, et pourtant, sachez que nous faisons tout cela pour vous, car vous êtes l'avenir et vous êtes la lumière. Que Dieu vous bénisse et dit bonjour à votre mère de ma part.
你好，圆眼睛的年轻人，请晋升阅读本内容，因为本内容仅供成年人阅读。如果你违背父母意愿选择阅读本内容，他们将不再爱你，你这个老兵。
Utatakoa obiaseke meazane otatia ulube kwa teazate usepo tatukua kalimu uko umnakwe apasume utatakoa obiaseke meazane otatia ulube kwa teazate uyoba obisha abichina.
Brian McCarthy Interview Show. Adam is now drinking his Coke. Disco. Listen to that beat. Breaking it down in Uptown. Take your hand and touch it. Touch it. Now rub it. Brian McCarthy Interview Show. Listen to that beat. Touch it. Now rub it. I wish I could still drink. Oh, here we are, everybody. Welcome to an episode of the Brian McCarthy Interview Show. If you're still listening after last week, we would like to thank you to all of you.
And formally apologize.
Yes, we need to. We prepared a statement. So listen.
We got a crisis manager.
Number one, here's the thing. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, last week we decided that it might be fun, and it was fun. So I want to give
in many ways.
To give Hollywood Howard a haircut on the show. So we decided, because he came on and 2 weeks prior and he looked like he could use a haircut. And, Adam got a clipper set, kind of professional barber situation from his lady friend. And so we decided that we would do it, and he was amenable to it. And then we had to cancel. So then he got,
I had the flu.
About the flu. Yeah. So then we for some reason, then it became weirdly had a heightened element of Howard was busting my balls about he was like, oh, is this really going to happen? Because I might need a cut before the cut. And I was like, no, just relax. Give it you've already waited 9 months. Just fucking give it a week. And so Howard came, and we sat here and we did the haircut. And look, it was Adam, I'm going to kiss Adam's ass on the show or whatever, but he did a masterful job.
It was not bad, but I realized in the middle of it, I had to kind of lock in a little more than I thought I would have to.
Well, what I was going to say is, not only were
I was really concentrating.
You were engaging on the show, you were also producing, and you were
I was giving a guy a haircut. I've never given another head a haircut,
and also
other than my own.
That hair is left and right.
Good Lord!
It's like cutting a Munchie cheese hair or something.
It's a Jewish Brillo pad. A Semitic Brillo pad.
Yeah, like if Planet of the Apes had a rabbi, that would be like cutting that guy's hair or ape's hair. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Talking. I just got to move one of these lights.
Apologize to all the Jewish apes out there. Sorry, I don't mean to. We've come so far. Banana latkes, everybody. But anyway, so Howard was like, so we sat on here and we did it. But I also, there were times when we were doing the show that I was aware that I usually don't find myself forced to sort of propel the conversation. And there were a couple of times where I was kind of like, oh, I should be saying something, because it's weird because I can't see that well. Adam wasn't on microphone. Howard and also, and for those of you who are thinking about,
I was trying to kind of cut the hair of a moving, gesticulating target.
And for those of you who are looking to get into the podcast game, I will tell you, it's difficult to do a podcast and then have a guest on that's not supposed to talk. So,
well, yeah, but I think he was supposed to talk. But then also what we didn't anticipate was that I also needed to cut his hair. So here's the thing. I think if you're just like a normal person, You could
Uh-huh.
just be like, okay, we're having a conversation, right? I'm holding pretty still right now, and this is fine,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and I would also counter
Which is like normal. Whereas like Howard doesn't know how to like fucking sit still.
Yeah, I also don't think most normal people would say, "Yeah, go ahead, cut my hair while you're doing a podcast."
Well, I
So-
think that's also. I think you know what it was. It was sort of like a game of chicken, where it was sort of like,
Right.
"Wait, are you gonna swerve? Are you gonna swerve?" I think we were so tickled by the fact that he was open to doing it
right.
that we were like, "Well, we got to do it."
And also,
But it was a stupid idea.
How-
It was a
yeah.
bad idea.
but okay, so point is the actual show is back for better for worse. This is what we're back to this. So
Yeah. You know what it should have been
what?
is we should have done like a video, but it's also like when are we going to take the time to do like a 2 hour? I mean,
No,
I mean,
absolutely not.
theoretically it was not 90 minutes of the actual
Yeah.
haircut. We didn't probably need to do the 30 minutes at the top before we got started.
And
Whatever.
again,
It's
yeah,
fine.
I don't want to spend the whole show Monday morning quarterbacking the
Yes.
Howard haircut show. But I will say, Howard, I did like Howard had great ideas after the show. Like maybe, by the way, he thought you were doing it again next month.
He thought I was his new barber.
He thought, yeah. He was like, next time, can we do a 2 on the sides and maybe some sort of a fade up the back?
Oh, it was a fade, baby.
like a
I know you're
buzz,
just,
like a burst cut.
I know you're just improving,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it was we gave him a
No, and
like a real uptown
Yeah.
kind of.
and he looked great, and people were
He was
happy
fine,
with it.
yeah.
He was thrilled about
It's
it.
all
It
right.
was fine.
Mm.
But and then at one point he said it would be. I like when Howard says things like it would be funny if he got his dick sucked while he was getting his hair cut. So next time he thought that next time he would be here in a month, and then we
Yeah.
would have somebody blowing him under the table
Yes.
while he got a haircut.
I mean, here's the thing: if you kept adding elements to it, it might actually get funny or interesting. I think we just, not that I'm saying that we should actually do this, but I wonder if you made it so ridiculous, it
Like-
might actually
like a human Jenga.
be something.
Yeah, you just kind of
else.
keep putting pieces on top of pieces
Uh-huh.
and pot. Yeah, and then also, and at the very end of it, off microphone. And by the way, he did drink an
Yeah,
entire
he
bottle.
Was, he was
of
bombed.
Prosecco, which, if you look at the alcohol content, it's not that much. It's like 11, but it's more than a beer, so it's probably about a 6-pack. And that was over the course of 2.5, 3 hours. Because I can assure you, when the show was over, Howard didn't leave. And again, we were happy to have him here.
Yeah.
And the whole day was, as far as I'm concerned, it was a win all around. It was fine. We had a
No,
great
it was
time.
fun. It was fun.
But
It was unhinged.
and then we did get in. And we won't get into all the particulars of your personal life, but
Mm.
we were talking about, kind of being poly. And Howard said, "I'd like to be poly. Can I double team a girl with you?"
He just wanted to get laid. But because I had showed him a couple of photos.
Yes, you did.
And he said hubba, and he was like, yeah, that'll work. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Howard, do you want me to just like text this woman?
Yep.
And be
Yep.
like, okay, so
Yes.
there's this guy, he's covered in hair, right? He's real stubbly right now. Can we come double? You want to meet at my place, and then can I double team you with like a 75-year-old man,
76. Yes.
76-year-old man?
Yes. Uh-huh. Yep.
And like he's like, yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I
Well-
mean, he was fucked up. I mean, he
What-
was
No,
drunk.
But I think it's funny is I don't think Howard understands what poly means. So I
Yeah.
think what he thought polyamorous meant was, yeah, you and I fuck that girl you
Sure.
showed me a picture of.
Because I go, well, if you want, like, we could. Because he's like, where do you meet these women? And I'm like, well, on apps.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are like meetups and stuff, but I don't go to those. So I'm like, you got to
Not
get on
yet.
an app. And then he's like, well, I don't know, but I'm not really into that. I'm more in person.
Uh-huh.
So then I'm like, okay, so there's like meetups. You could there's probably like an older than average poly.
Something.
whatever.
There's something.
And but he's like, no, I mean, like, you just like whatever you're doing. I'm like, wait, so you just want,
No,
he just wanted
whatever.
to like,
Okay, this is what Howard. His idea was whatever hole you're using.
yes,
He would use that hole while you were
He-
in the other hole.
he was interested in us spit roasting.
Yes, or maybe even a
A
gentle
woman.
DP.
Yes.
God, yeah. But I mean, it is funny when you talk to people of a particular generation who are drunk and have a fresh haircut.
Sure.
and-
Yeah.
and
feeling empowered.
It's almost saying like, "What do you think polyamorous is?" And then you just give them a piece of paper and a pen, and you come back in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, this is where you just have sex with girls I'm having sex with at the same time I am." It's not quite what it is, but it's also anyway. So that was last week. We are now. That's what we did. So that's it. We will never discuss the shortcut again. So thank you for giving us that space to experiment. And I would encourage all of you to go to your mom's house and check out the new Joe DeRosa show. Everything is vile and terrible, or something like that. And so you can go over there and see what I tried to. I sent it to Adam, and then I just saw Joe's face, and I just started crying, and I just went
weeping into your iPhone.
I went into the bedroom and just ate a cheesecake in the dark. Just sat on my wife's pillow and just sat there.
Yeah.
So Shane ruined it for me. Shane ruined my friendship. Now I really hate him. So stupid. So stupid. Anyway, but I do. If we're gonna shit on any comedians, though, did you happen to see Nikki Glaser?
At the Golden Globes?
Yes.
I didn't. I didn't. I heard she did an all right job.
Well, I'll tell you. Number one, she did Howard Stern, a couple days later, and that girl's face, she looks like a lion now.
Like she got quite a bit of work done.
Or I think at this point she's talking about getting a facelift, which I don't know why somebody looks at Joan Rivers and goes, that's what I want to do with my head. But
yeah, she's tighter face.
And also the way that facelifts work is when they last about 10 years. So when you're 41 is way too young. But this woman, Nikki Glaser, she's already getting. She has that, like, I just saw a picture of Asa Akira, and Asa Akira has the same thing. They have they sort of look like Easter Island head, And again, if I was single, I would have sex with both of them, hopefully with Howard.
Right?
Yeah.
Double team
talking to me. Just afterwards, I'm covered in I'm covered in sweat and old Brillo pad Jewish head hair.
Yeah. I don't know if I ever told you my experience with Nikki Glaser way before she was. She was I always thought she was very funny.
Absolutely.
But I did a podcast with her.
Okay.
It was like we did kind of like a swap or something. When she had a podcast called You Had to Be There or something like that.
Yep.
And so me and the guy that I did the show with, we went to her house and we did each other's shows or something. And I remember we both lived in Astoria, Queens.
Okay. Wow.
And
when was this? 1985?
Probably 2010. Something
okay.
Like that.
Gotcha.
And I remember, Nikki's very much, as you know, not really my wheelhouse.
No.
Probably not even then.
No. Skinny and white.
Right. But my buddy that I was there with, we both were unanimously I think she was
was this ear candy guy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
And
the ex-wife.
That was how I got started in just messing around, horsing around.
Sure.
Before podcasting was, you had to explain to somebody's dad what it was.
Sounds pretty unstable.
Yeah. And so, right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, whatever, we had a nice rapport, but I remember thinking because I think we exchanged numbers and we were going to hang out and because we lived in the same neighborhood.
Okay.
And then I remember telling Vance, the guy that I worked with, I was like, I feel like maybe did that seem a little? And he was like, I think maybe.
Oh.
But then I remember being like, she's very tall, right?
Yeah.
She I remember her being, I don't know exactly what her height is, but she's got several inches on me. And usually women are not into that. They're not into dating shorter guys. And so we just kind of left it. I remember we were riding the subway. We just kind of left it at that. I was like, yeah, I feel like that'd be weird. Maybe if she was 5'3", I could rally, right?
Right.
And
and not white.
Yeah, that was
you were.
I was still dabbling.
Yeah,
I was still dabbling.
Right.
But I remember thinking, deal breaker. But just thinking I'm too short. She wasn't. It wasn't a thing. And then she very did a bit. I remember seeing her stand up later on and talking about how she always dated shorter guys.
Right.
And that when the joke was, oh, you're the best I can do.
Right.
That was kind of or whatever. But I remember thinking oh shit, maybe she was.
Yeah.
I think I may have friend zoned Nikki Glaser.
Yeah, but and also you're not
way before she was.
You're also not 5'1".
No, yeah, I'm 5'7".
Yeah.
I'm almost at, what's average is like 5'9" or
Yeah.
I mean, I think average in America is technically 5'7", but they're including like,
Yeah, they're throwing in those
Asians and
yeah,
Mexicans,
and
you know what I mean?
6'8" guys, so they throw it off. But
Yeah. So, but I just remember thinking always she was so funny though. And that I will say that is
yes,
a thing for me that gets the
transcends.
juices. Yeah, that gets the juices flowing. If you're like very funny,
Yes.
The
only thing I will say is I watched I listened on YouTube, and she had a joke about Sean Penn, about how he looks like an old an old handbag, like his face.
okay.
And which, by the way, I know what she was. I felt like you could have. The whole idea was like he has had no work done, right? That's the whole
Yeah,
idea.
he looks, he's
So
aging gracefully.
I think like the handbag, there could have been I love that, she's in a room with like 40 people and that's what they came up with was handbag. In my mind, I was like, you could have had a lot more. There's a lot more. You could have really like, even if you were only going to hit Sean Penn with like one or two, like your aging terribly jokes, you could have been, they very much like threw it right over the plate at 50 miles an hour. And,
very pedestrian.
and also very, very safe and everything.
You could have gone well-worn catcher's mitt or something.
That was
you know what I mean?
exactly
Like something like more.
Yes. A catcher's mitt. Yes. And then you could have
the
thrown in
sack of that prospector keeps his coins in or something. You know what I mean?
Yes. 1,000,000%. So anyway, and then it was funny because then she was on Howard, 2 days later, and she was like, yeah, I was really worried that like Sean Penn was going to be upset. So I ran it by him ahead of time. I'm like, do you think Sean Penn thinks he looks like he's a smooth? Do you think he looks like Rob Lowe? Like, I mean, don't you think Sean Penn's a little self-aware where I think he's no fun and he takes himself very seriously. But I think like Sean Penn, if I imagine like you get a call and it's like Sean Penn's people are like, hey, Nikki Glaser wants to call you a women's purse face. Is that going to hurt your feelings? You'd be like, what? No, he's on the phone with like some Haitian pastor or something, like, FaceTiming Venezuelans or something.
Yeah.
I was just like, so, and then, so I listened to there's not much of a thing here, but like I listened to the YouTube thing, and then like I happened to find another clip, and it's when she was on the floor of the Golden Globes, and she literally opens up and she goes, hey, America. Well, I'm here on the floor of the Golden Globes talking to the celebrities. And let me just ruin it by saying to you, they're even better looking in person. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm done here.
He's got teeth.
I'm just like, I could not. I just can't. Look, I know you're.
Yeah, I mean, we're not the audience for the
but
Globes.
I don't think that I could stand on a stage or surrounded by, I don't know who these people. There, she was like, oh, Julia Roberts is like, like making like a rom-com thing about Julia Roberts. I'm like, Julia Roberts is 65 years old. I don't know. Like, I don't know. To me, I don't know. The whole thing was like,
I will say this.
Go
I
ahead.
just want to make this point. I don't know that you're saying that she's right for the job or not, but I will say this. When all you got to know is when Bob Saget died.
Yes, she made a song.
She wrote a song, like a sappy song about it. So the lack of self-awareness that you would have to you know what I mean? And like self-involved to be like, I'm a comedian that just wrote a song. I mean, like, listen, everybody grieves, and that's not to take anything away from the grieving process, but like you have to realize that that's like a ridiculous thing to do and really embarrassing. So I think she's perfect for the job.
And I only think it would have been great though, because you know how Bob Saget always said like how he was a dirty comic. That was his whole thing. So if she wrote a song saying like, Bob Saget died and my asshole is still bleeding.
Oh, that would be
Bob. Like the song, if the song was called like Bob Saget raped me while the Olsen twins scissored each other, like that would be brilliant. Like that would be
parentheses while the Olsen twins scissored each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Or the name of the song is Bob Saget did 9/11.
Sure.
And the whole that would be really, really, really funny. And that's kind of why I want to share something with you, because this just made me think of something because look, I know that, and a lot of the times, and I think sometimes the show could kind of veer off into like God knows I hear it online, very occasionally, but like how it can be like sour grapes. Like you say this person's not funny, that person's not funny. Well, that's because they aren't funny, and we're doing this. So, and who really gives a shit? It's just our opinion is our opinion. But my point is, I really love I love regular people that are just funny. And I'm going to give you an example in my building. Okay.
Yeah.
We have doormen and then we have porters, and some of them are really, really funny. And so there's a guy named Timmy.
Oh, I love Timmy.
Timmy's the best. Timmy's in the
nervous Timmy, I call him.
And Timmy is 5'3" or 5'4", and it's legal, so I think I can say this without him getting in trouble. I think he's stoned constantly.
Okay,
maybe he has glaucoma. I don't know.
He looks like he got a home haircut every time you see him. It looks like he just got a home haircut.
Yeah, by somebody who's homeless.
No, I mean with like a dull scissors.
And
like he always has like very bluntly cut bangs. He's a delight though. I love him.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Oh, really quick. Roy Cohen.
What's up, Roy?
Says Brian is being Philly.
Sorry,
I missed that one.
What are you nagging me for?
Yeah.
Fucking, this guy's got an unbridled attention span or something. Go ahead. Whip me into shape. All right. So anyway, so Timmy said, so the other day I go out into my hallway and, and Timmy is, and also when Timmy is not a doorman, so when you see Timmy, he's wearing like a porter uniform.
Yeah,
it's like great. But however, sometimes he has to doorman when one of the guys calls out sick.
Yes.
So Timmy just wears whatever doorman outfit somebody who is much larger than he is wears. So you'll go to the door and he looks like Tom Hanks at the end of Big, where he's just wearing like a giant man's jacket and his sleeves. Anyway, I really love Tuppy. I really do love all the guys.
Timmy's great.
So the other day,
all the guys are great. I always say that. What a fun group of guys.
They are great. And I will make this a little bit about me because I try to be fun back. So I don't know they're this fun with everybody. And so
no, I would imagine they're not, because you got to kind of give, especially if you live in a nice building and then have, like, you got to kind of give license to like be, goofy like that.
Exactly. And
especially the way that, maybe we're goofy.
We're goofy. Yeah, exactly. So
like in a consistently gay way.
Yeah. Well, like when we were having all the trans people on, one of the guys would always, when they leave, they would go, I can't believe, hey, Mr. McCarthy, is that a dude? And I would go, well, they were born a man, but they identify as and they would always say something along the lines of, I would suck her dick. So, okay. So anyway, so the other day, and this just illustrates how, to me, regular, and I hate the word regular people to me can be way funnier than a lot of other people.
Right.
Shane Gillis. And so they come out. So anyway, so I come out the hallway and I see Timmy has that big commercial vacuum for the hallway, but he's got it kind of parked in the hallway, and he's on his hands and knees and he's like scrubbing the rug. And I came out and he goes, how you doing, Mr. McCarthy? And I said, what's going on? And without missing a beat, and he doesn't even like say it like it's a funny thing. He just goes, there's a lot of cum in this rug. I was like, that's the fucking great.
That'll get you a good tip around the holidays.
I mean, honestly,
from a very specific tenant.
But just like, didn't oversell it, didn't undersell it. Just was, like, a lot of cum in this rug,
Yes.
And I just started laughing, and he looked up at me like, oh yeah, that is kind of funny. Like, he didn't even like.
Well, the thing that would be really funny is if he wasn't joking.
Yeah,
if he had just jacked off all over the rug and created a job for himself.
And the way that he said it, it was a wink and a nod. Like, I wonder why there was a story. Listen, Timmy gave me a whole beginning, middle, and an end
universe for you to play in. Yeah.
Just in that one sentence. Here's Timmy. A lot of cum in this rug. So that's, to me, that's it. But when you see
full tree, a lot of sap.
When you see Nikki Glazer and she's like, these celebrities, America, when you're up close, they're even better looking. Like, oh God.
I mean, the thing.
Yeah.
The thing I do agree, regular people can be a lot funnier, but it's like, so how, like, regular women can be really fucking hot, like sometimes more hotter than a porn star, because it's like, it's not contrived, it's not their job. So like, if you're being funny, you're just being funny to to be funny, and
yeah.
it's just good, clean fun.
Right.
Whereas, like, when it becomes your job and it's like one-upsmanship, and
Yes.
Roy Cohen says, "Jesus, send Timmy the link. Don't dare me, Roy. I'll send him. I'll send it to the maintenance. I'll send it to the basement.
Well,
the
I
link
always
to the basement.
I always send I always send the guys the real. I think they do listen. At least I know a couple of them do listen to the show. Like Danny listens, and then one or two other guys listen to the show. And so anyway, but yeah, I know, and that is the thing too. It's like when these professional,
Right.
you're just like, oh God, it's just. But you sort of do wish that somebody would go. I mean, you do wonder like what happened to a Nikki Glaser when she was younger, where she is worried about, like Sean Penn. And you look at Sean Penn, he looks like a bulldog that sleeps in the dryer.
Right. Well, and I will say this is a good, like, I don't know, topic, because like I can attest to, like, knowing her before
Right.
all of this.
Uh-huh.
She was just kind of like sort of semi-working stand-up, did a podcast with her friend who was a writer. And I can say Nikki Glaser, funny in her bones, just
Yes.
gregarious.
Yes.
It turns out deeply troubled. She's
Sure.
had like every eating. She's a fucking kook.
Sure.
Right.
Yes.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if she's always been that way, but I can say like she was very fun and just very funny, like kind of off the cuff, sort of effortlessly. So I mean, really, it's the people that are to blame are kind of the like fucking, I don't know, industry or other peers or the competition level. I don't know.
It is funny too, because there is a degree of like the tone deafness of it. Like when she was doing Howard, she was talking about, she was saying, hold on. 646 area code. I'm having something picked up downstairs.
Oh,
Maybe
you
that's
are?
what that is. It doesn't matter. But anyway, so when she was saying, like when she was talking about, like she was doing some dates with David, she was going up, as we say, with David Spade. And she was like complaining about how when she lives in St. Louis, apparently. And she was saying, because she's from St. Louis, and she was saying that it sucks being in St. Louis because when you're in business class in St. Louis, you don't get lie flat. So it's great to fly private. You're like, all right, well, okay. I don't know how, like, I don't really know.
Oh, it's so relatable. Well, that was that. Do you remember? I remember when Dane Cook got really big. Like Dane Cook was like a funny goofball. He had like a Comedy Central Presents. He was a weirdo. And it kind of worked weirdly. And then he got really big and he started doing movies. And then he would do like shit. He would try to do material about like flying private and hanging out with Jessica Alba. And so you really have to have a keen sense of self-awareness to become that successful and still be, I guess, like relatable. You would have to like understand like but I think they get so immersed in that lifestyle and then they're just like, I mean, this is my life. So, and I'm successful and I'm proud to be successful. Yeah. The thing is, when you're a comedian, it's so uncomfortable when you're not aware of how you sound,
Yeah. And also I remember, and I know that this is really well, these are well-trod roads here, but I know that Dane Cook did also put out some music too.
Oh yeah. And I've heard that the internet has been scrubbed of,
you can't really find it.
You can't find it. Like it was in the era of Stained.
Yes.
And like,
I
don't know. Was the other one Puddle of Mud?
Yeah, it was kind of that. It was very
not funny music.
No,
it was serious music.
Yeah. So and now you see, and then look, and he's had a lot of tragedy with his fucking brother ripping him off for $1 billion, and now his face is another one.
He's got a tight face.
A horrible
face. Tight face and a very young wife,
and who was suspiciously young.
Yeah,
I think when he met, even I think he got a cautionary call from Anthony Cumia, who said, "Hey, that girl might be too young for you."
Maybe Anthony Kiedis too.
Is he also a young?
He's also
He's another one of those guys.
One of those guys.
I don't know. Look, I know that being a pedophile has its challenges. No, being a pedophile has got to be awful. You know what I mean? Because you're attracted to children, right?
Yep.
But I do think
and it's
being attracted to,
cyclical. It's
and also, by the way, I'm not saying that these guys are pedophiles, but being
No.
attracted to like an 18-year-old, in my mind, you can push those numbers up to 24. Like
easily,
that
and even 24 is 24. I'm 44.
Yes.
24 is uncomfortable for me.
Yes.
I don't even do 24.
Yeah. Like if I was single and I hit on a girl who was like in her, I don't even got it even under 30.
Because you're getting into this could be your your daughter.
Yes.
Territory.
Absolutely. And also like there's a question of like, what do you talk about? I also I don't have like I don't like to spend my time explaining all my cultural references to
you
somebody.
Have zero.
Yeah.
You have zero sort of like reference points.
It's bad enough I'd have to explain to a girl who Justin Bateman is, but now I've got to now I've got to say his sister was on Family Ties, and she doesn't know who Tina. No, I can't remember her last name, but it's just like anyway. But the point is like I thank God that I'm not attracted to women that are like that young, but I think when you are, an Anthony Kiedis or fucking Dane Cook, whatever, I think it's when you're dating somebody who's that much younger that it becomes it's got to be a bit of a power dynamic. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, at that point,
it's like a daddy
yeah,
thing.
You're like, I'll teach you, I will make you into the woman I want you to be, or I'll mold you or whatever. I'm just kind of like, ugh,
I think it's got to be some kind of catharsis. I think it has to be some sort of a thing where maybe around that age, maybe because I mean, there's always like a reason for everything,
right?
I mean, maybe we'll just get a rager for a 20, but I also think like the thing with the 24-year-olds or whatever, it's like if we see a hot 24-year-old,
yes,
we're gonna be like hubba,
sure,
right? I mean,
sure.
they're hot, but there's a thing, but there's like a governor there where you're like, okay, I can't deal with that. So you might be like, if you're a guy that's like into seeing like hookers, see a 25-year-old hooker, 24-year-old hook, like,
yes,
God bless, right?
Yes.
My thing is to like, but to hang out with one,
right,
is and like have a relationship, and I mean, also maybe they're just very emotionally, like maybe they're very immature. In which case, maybe it like lines up.
Okay, so let's shit on Nikki Glaser for one more thing.
Okay.
So when she was on Howard, by the way, you don't even from now on, the rest of the show is going to be every 3 shows we're going to give Howard a 3-hour haircut, and I'm just going to complain about the Howard Stern show, and that's what the show is going to be. But
Howard on Howard,
it's all Howard all the time.
One way or another, it's Howard.
You're going to get a 75-year-old Jewish man
guarantee,
in your ear. And join the Patreon. It's more of this. But anyway, she was talking about how she was sitting with is it Bill Belichick, with the guy with the young girlfriend?
Yes. And that's one that I almost like that. It's so absurd.
Yeah.
I'm like a fan.
Well, Nikki was saying with like a straight face, she was like, I make a lot of fun of these, but I saw the two of them together and they were really cute together.
They're so happy.
And she seemed like she really cared about him. And I'm sitting there like, really? Like, and okay, maybe I'll even say to you, it is the age disparity is so great that maybe that one they've actually broken it.
Well, think about the relationship a lot of times that grandparents have with their grandkids. It's almost that, because you know what I mean? It's like you kind of skip, a lot of times you skip that it's like it can be tense with your parents, but then like they treat your children great because you know what I mean? Yeah. There's that separation. So maybe it's like kind of
and it's also wild because
who's your granddaddy?
You look at her and then you look at him, and it's not like, okay, like when you see like an older guy, like let's just throw Mick Jagger in there. Mick Jagger like keeps himself really thin, and he's in the Bill Belichick looks like an old guy. Like, I mean,
yeah.
So,
and he's not really, I think the thing that I almost like about it, if I like any of these things,
go ahead,
is that like he's not wearing like True Religion jeans, and he doesn't have a facelift.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, that's what I'm
saying.
Not
Danny Bonaducci or something. Whereas like, I kind of like that he's like, I'm just an old fucking guy that likes some young puss.
Yeah, although
she's into football, and it works.
didn't he wear like every one of his rings once to something? I mean,
I
there is a
don't know.
weird, and anytime he makes a decision to kind of like age down, it's always through the prism of like a really old guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
he's like, yeah, I'm going to get a Chrysler LeBaron. Look at that. I got a Chrysler LeBaron.
It's got
And they got a
Corinthian leather.
young girl. You guys ever heard of the band George Michael's? He's
Right.
good. I got the album Faith. Yeah.
Yeah, though I also feel like just because he's so opinionated and seemingly humorless. I don't know.
Yes.
I almost feel like he might have like cool taste in music or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think
I don't know much about his personal life.
Yeah, but anything. I mean, look, when you're that old, when you want to get into popular music, like, he's probably, he's like, who is this Hootie and the Blowfish? They're good. The lead singer is a colored boy, and now he sings country music. You're like,
Yeah.
what was any of that? Like, all right, I guess, but yeah. Anyway, but and then Howard Stern to me is funny, and I want to say hello to our friend Vic Legina. He's got the book Filthy, by the way, and I still maintain it is a fantastic read. If you
Real
listen,
page turner.
you cannot put it down.
We both listened to it, but I do have a copy.
As do
Yeah,
I.
he gave us copies.
Yep, it's on the bookshelf over there. He
I'm
signed
gonna
it.
mention that guy.
But he's a sweetheart of a guy, very smart guy. He lives in Vegas. He's done the show twice now. Really great guy. But anyway, he and I will occasionally, if something happens on Howard Stern, I will call Vic and I'll complain about it. And Vic's a big fan of Howard's, and so like I put Howard in touch
with a little book club
with Steve Grillo, and because Grillo now lives in Vegas, and so anyway, but I went right before Howard because there was a whole thing about would Howard Stern re-sign or not, and I said,
what's going on with that?
Well, I said to Vic, what do you think is going to happen? He goes, oh, he's definitely going to resign, but he's going to work less days, which I kind of thought was funny because prior to this most recent contract, he was working Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. This is Howard now, not Vic. So he's working Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and without having the actual like vacation schedule in front of me, it was like every month he took 2 weeks off.
Yeah,
that's probably the best way to kind of, if you broke it down over an annual calendar. So it was like, and I know that there are times when he's in writer meetings and he's, just because he's not on the air, I'm only talking about the time he's on the air. But so now he's back. Now, I don't know what he's making. I don't know. I mean, but now Howard Stern is on Mondays and Tuesdays, no more Wednesdays. And the shows are 3 hours. So he's now on the air 6 hours a week.
Okay.
And I can't imagine getting more vacation, but he's certainly getting less. Do you know what I mean? Like it's either the exact same or more, but it's not like he's agreed to like, I'll work Christmas Eve. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm just amazed by that. And I know that, he basically has his 2 primary residences, one out in this South Fork, I think it's East Hampton, and the other is in Palm Beach. And he has it set up where he does, the show in the basement in Long Island, and he does the show, I don't know if there's a basement in Florida, I think, because there's the water table's high, maybe there's no basement, I don't know. But so that, and then there's also the massive studio, which I think, the writing team and the production team, and they all work out of the studio, which is on 6th Avenue and 51st Street, the Sirius building. So that's what Howard does now. So he went from 3 days a week to 2 days a week, and I still listen. I listen. Yeah. And it is a full third of the show is him noodling around on the guitar, playing.
It's almost like he's defying them to be like, just don't offer me, because the next contract is just going to be when I feel like it. Essentially, it's going to be because they can retain a X amount of subscribers if there's just the possibility that he'll
even now
do a show.
Like over the summer, I think once or twice, he does have a button on the equipment where he can break in whenever he wants. So for example, he did, and I didn't listen to it because I think I would have probably jumped out the window, but he had a dinner party with like Courtney Cox and Robert Downey Jr. and
Uh-huh.
I don't know who else. Tina Yothers from Family Ties was
Okay,
probably
that'd be
there,
great.
and
Yeah.
and so he basically had a dinner party, and then he said to everybody at the dinner party, "Wouldn't it be fun if we all just did a show right now as a treat to the
Mhm.
audience, and then we'll play our favorite music?" Or it was like something like that. It was like
Yeah.
he got into
Yeah,
like
so this is just this is a hobby.
It's a
This
hobby.
is like a
it's a
multi-million dollar
$500
fucking
million
yeah,
a
just
year hobby.
goof.
And
This
like-
is him whittling on the porch.
and how people can't just see that as utter just contempt for the audience. I
Right.
don't really understand
Yeah,
how.
but I mean, but you're still hanging in,
yeah, I'm still
right?
hanging.
You're as a focus group
no.
of one guy.
At this point, it's like a reality show. Like how much
Right.
longer? But it is
Can
funny
I
that
hang in there, yeah.
I just can't imagine those contract negotiations where you're like, all right, listen, I can't work 3 hours a week. 3 days a week. I can only work 2.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I need to take the entire month of April. I can't work April through November. I'm just like, and then like I said, then he has on, he had Matt Damon and who's at Ben Affleck on, and Ben Affleck, it's just like, I mean, his beard couldn't be any. His beard is darker. I mean, the guy has a beard of, I don't know, it's black pretty much.
Yeah.
And Ben Affleck, although the other one, Matt Damon seems all right. Matt Damon to me is like, he seems like he's not all wrapped up in the Hollywood. I mean, anybody who dated like J-Lo and all that. I'm just Ben Affleck.
And Ben Affleck, I
Ben Affleck
barely heard him speak
it's
any
pretty
words.
bad. It's pretty bad. I mean,
He's
it's not. Yeah. If you've ever seen the movie The Town,
I have.
Okay. Well, in the movie The Town, which he wrote, in the movie The Town, there's about a 5 to 8 minute, because I always jerk off immediately because I always come about a minute into it. But there's a scene where he's just doing pull-ups in his like Southie 1-bedroom. He's a bank robber with a heart of gold. And there's just a scene where he's doing pull-ups. And that's the whole scene of him doing pull-ups. So that is it. And I will recommend to the audience, if anybody's left after last week, The Last Duel, which is a Matt Damon movie with the big tall guy that played Kylo Ren. What the fuck is his name? Come on, Andrew Zimmerman from Top Chef. No,
wait, what movie we talking about?
Okay,
I won't
don't look yet.
All right.
We can do it.
I'm probably not going to be any help, but
you might be.
Okay.
He was tall guy.
Okay.
He was a Marine. He has dark hair. He was Kylo Ren. And I wish somebody, I'm not going to ask somebody to do a super chat to tell me the guy's name, but we're trying not to pick up the phone.
Oh, I think I have it right in front of me.
Oh, tell me. Go ahead.
Adam Driver.
Yes, very good. No relation to
I don't know. The thing is, I don't know the Kylo. That's a Star Wars, right?
Well, it's the Force
Kylo
Awakens.
Ren. Okay.
Yeah, it's a reboot of the franchise.
Okay.
The Force Awakens.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely know who Adam Driver is, but I didn't know.
The Death Star is now referred to as Star Killer. Okay. So
Sure.
Okay. Excuse me. Anyway, but it's a movie and it takes place in late 14th century France, and it's Matt Damon plays a guy and Adam Driver rapes his wife, and they're both like knights. And it's the guy that directed Aliens. I'm not gonna know who the fuck that guy's name is. But he directed it. Phyllis Diller.
Not Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
Is it Ridley Scott?
Ridley Scott, yes.
I knew a thing.
That was good. It was get over here.
Come here.
Really, yeah.
Come here and kiss me passionately.
Maybe you and Ridley Scott can double team your new girlfriend.
Oh man, that would be great.
That'd be something. So anyway, you can find The Last Duel on HBO, and it is really good because there's a lot of like, it's just funny because it all takes place in Middle Ages, and there's a lot of like slashing and killing, and Matt Damon has a mullet in the movie, which is fun.
Okay.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I just thought of that because of that. But yeah, and then like we did mention, on Your Mom's House, because I do listen to that show, and the last episode was with Chevy Chase, which was really fun. Yeah.
Oh, I might have to actually listen to that.
It's really great because Chevy Chase at one point says to Christina P. something along the lines of, "You must have been something once."
Yes, which is a very Chevy Chase thing.
Yeah, he's a miserable.
God, he's a miserable fucking guy, and I can't fully understand. I feel like it's partially just genetic, and then somewhat circumstantial too. Like because he doesn't really have any reason to be
Well, I will
as miserable.
Okay, I will tell you this, and you know, I would say I know we lost one of our Patreon members, Freeman, who would always get very upset if I told a story.
Yeah,
again.
now all your stories are brand new.
I know I'm dusting them all off now.
Let's do a greatest hits album.
And if you leave the free show, then anyway. So I'm not gonna but if you do listen to the show for any, with any regularity, my wife used to work at the Hilton, and she would get, we would get free. My buddy and I would go to see when the Friars Club roasts would be at the Hilton. We would go, and they did the Friars Club roast of Chevy Chase.
That was like notorious.
And I went to that, and it was great because my friend and I went, and the staff of the Hilton, actually, we didn't have the Hilton Ballroom is the largest ballroom in New York City. It's massive. And they have all the tables on the floor, and they have the balcony, which is where they put all of the super VIPs or on now I'm not talking about the dais. I'm talking about the balcony.
Yeah. And
there was production stuff up there, lights and a soundboard and whatever else. And then there would be tables. And I actually sat about, I don't know, I want to say 100 feet away from Donald Trump and when he was dating Melania. So it was Donald Trump, Melania was up there. Howard Stern was up there. And then everyone on the dais, when they wanted to use the bathroom and not have to deal with, the 1,000 people in the audience, they walked right past where my friend and I were sitting, and we had the staff of the Hilton. This is so great that I wasn't married even yet, but they set up almost like a card table, but they put a tablecloth over it. And then, so it looked like we were just like super VIPs, and the staff, they brought up a big ice bucket, and because there was a bar, but like down the end of the thing, they just put in the ice bucket like 30 fucking beers, like Heineken's or whatever they were, right? So my buddy and I sat there in our tuxedos, and we just drank beers, and they fed us as if we were guests, and we had we had the best seats in the house. And every time a celebrity or someone from the dais or fucking Al Sharpton or whomever would have to use the bathroom or just leave or whatever, they had to walk within 2 feet of us. And as a matter of fact, you know who Chris Maloney is?
I do.
From like Law and Order and everything, and Oz and everything.
Right.
He was actually really funny because he stopped and he looked at the two of us and he goes, "Who the fuck are you guys?" And of course, I was like, "Oh, my wife works here. We're just hanging out here." My
like
wife,
a lobster bib.
Yeah, exactly. I'm eating like Don Rickles. I'm eating. Yeah.
Out of place.
Yeah. There's just empty Heinekens everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won some kind of contest to be there.
A CD case clearly with cocaine on it.
Yes.
Just on the table. So anyway, but we watched the Chevy Chase roast, and I remember the entire time there was not one person other than fucking Al Franken who actually worked with Chevy Chase on SNL.
Right.
And that was when Mark Maron obviously was.
That was the notorious, because he's talked about that for years, about how it was. He's like, I don't do roasts because I tried once and I don't know. He didn't, the way he described it is I don't really know how to be mean and funny at the same time. So it comes off more mean than funny.
Yeah.
And also because he didn't know him, I guess it was just terrible. Yeah. But wasn't that one of them that they didn't air or something, or they cut it a lot or something?
Here's the weird, this is the funny thing about the Friars Club is at the time, for those of you who don't know, the Friars Club, it's gone now. But it was this organization it was like a show business club. I was a member for a couple of years, and what it was all old Jewish comedians. So if you saw Goodfellas, there was a guy named Henny Youngman who is in the Copacabana scene, or Freddie Roman. These guys are all dead. They've been dead forever. Freddie Roman, Don Rickles, Milton Berle had a huge cock apparently. That was always a joke. And so when when the Friars Club had to deal with Comedy Central, and again, this is going back like 25 years, when they had to deal with Comedy Central, they would air these things on Comedy Central. And then I think I went to every single one that the Friars Club did because I could go for free. The last one was a roast of Don King. And I actually paid because I brought a guy I work with. I brought him with me, and tickets were like $500 each. So that one I paid because my wife didn't work for the Hilton anymore, but I still, because at that point I was a member of the Friars Club. Anyway, so point is the Friars Club had a deal with Comedy Central where they either would self-produce the roast and then sell it to Comedy Central, and then Comedy Central would air it as the Friars Club roast.
Yeah, I remember that. The Friars
Right.
Club roast of Don King or Chevy Chase.
Exactly right.
Mhm.
But I think what Comedy Central realized, whether or not Comedy Central was just annoyed dealing with these then 75-year-old Jews and just being like, why we'll just do our own roast.
Yeah, nobody really cares about, like, in the rest of the country, nobody really cares about.
Exactly. So once and some of the roasters like Greg Giraldo, because I saw like Greg Giraldo, he roasted Chevy Chase. And then as the roast got into the Comedy Central ones and the Friars Club had nothing to do with it, Greg Giraldo would still roast. And so some of the roasters kind of continued to work with Comedy Central. Makes me think it might have been the same production company that went on to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the point is that the Friars Club, either they fucked it up because for whatever reason, or Comedy Central was like, hey, the term roast is just a term. We don't need to have the Friars Club involved. So we can just get rid of you guys. So thanks, but no thanks. So for the first couple of them, it was the Friars Club Presents. And it was funny because Freddie Roman, he inducted me when I was a member of the Friars Club. Freddie Roman came out. And at the time he was like 75. And we're talking about guys that were in World War II. Like these were old guys 25 years ago. And they would come out and they would do, like, Freddie Roman was the head of the Friars Club, but here he is in this huge room, bigger room than he's played probably in since like Miami Beach with Jerry Lewis or whatever in 1961. And he would come out and talk about another comedy term that, we showbiz types use. He would blow the light and he would just come out and he would do, like, at the top of the show, a 40-minute set of Freddie Roman material. And he would come on and he had that very particular cadence of joke. Funny, but like, imagine, you're trying to appeal to like a young Comedy Central roast or audience, and here comes Freddie Roman, and he's like, so the other day my wife was vacuuming and I was trying to watch the television set. So I yelled into the other room. I said, don't you have some socks to darn? By the way, I would love that. That'd be a great joke. but like that was, imagine 40 minutes of that. And then you go on to now we announce the dais. For those of you who remember Larry Storch, he was one of the original fucking Three Stooges. So they would so that's what was on the day. So I can understand why Comedy Central was kind of like, all right, listen, the combined age of everyone involved in this is somewhere around 9,000. So we need to young this up a little bit.
Yeah.
But the Chevy Chase one was very interesting because it was Todd Barry. It was Mark. These were the young guys at the time.
Yeah, they were like the Comedy Central guys.
Yes. It was Todd Barry. It was Mark Maron. It was
Early
Greg Giraldo.
2000s, yeah.
And, and then Chevy Chase. And then at one point, I think I do remember, you can find this all, I think you can find it on YouTube pretty easily, but I remember Al Franken just turned and he goes, hey, Chevy, while I'm up here, fuck you. And then he just went up. So Chevy Chase.
It might be fun to watch because now that we know what we know about, because I don't think at that point, I don't know if Chevy Chase was quite as notorious as he is now. Whereas now the cat's out of the bag. He's just a prick.
Yeah.
And a miserable person. So it could be fun to rewatch now.
And now he's old enough. Chevy Chase he's 81. So this is like Chevy Chase when he was in his late 50s. So he was a big enough of a prick back then that you would watch it and be like, like this must be really now you tend to even like, and look, we're not gonna talk politics, but even now, like Trump recently was doing this thing with milk, and he was talking about, he goes, and it's whole, it's a great impression.
Whole with the W.
Whole with the W, milk, not whole milk. And like, and I hate, because like I am not a fan, and so but the fact that like you got this guy making jokes about it's whole with a W, you're almost like, oh, that's fucking funny. Like you almost hate it.
Yeah, he's old and crazy.
He's old and crazy.
Yeah, because I think he said like the whole, talking about a whole, that's with a W for anybody that doesn't quite. Right, for anybody that doesn't understand, something like that, but like a very subtle, like. But I also think, even what was that sexual? I don't know what that was.
So
does he even know?
My point is like, so like when now with Chevy Chase, when he was in his like late 50s, like he was just kind of like, he was still sort of an A-lister, but not really. Like his talk show had fallen apart, and there was a couple years before, so he was just kind of like Chevy Chase. I don't know, like he was. Yeah, he wasn't really having much of a career, but he hadn't turned into this kind of crazy old man yet.
But he also needed the money, the Viacom money from this. You know what I mean? So like the only reason why he did this is because there was probably a decent paycheck or whatever, right?
Are you talking about the documentary?
No, I'm talking about the roast. I'm talking about.
Yeah, but it's charity.
You don't make any money for?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yes.
With your name all over it, I would think they would have to know. Okay.
That's the story. I may be there may be some kind of a deal somewhere where they pay you to do X. But
okay.
I think the deal is when it's an honor to be roasted, and I don't think because if you think about it, it's a weird thing to charge somebody for. Like, okay, you want to call this the Chevy Chase roast? Or give me $100,000 and you can roast me. Like they have to give it to a charity. Although, you know what?
I thought that would be the reason why you would do it.
I think the idea is,
but I don't know the tradition though.
It's kind of something like that.
Okay.
It's kind of like how you don't get. It's kind of like how like you don't really get paid to host the Oscars. You know what I mean? Like you get paid a little something.
Yeah. No, that's just like prestige. Yeah, it's the prestige.
Yeah.
So it could be like just a PR thing where it's like keep your name
of it.
Keep your name out there, kind of thing. I don't know. Yeah.
But even watching that, even from 25 years ago, the entire you could just feel the vibe was like, wow, nobody, like where's Dan Aykroyd? Where's James Belushi?
It's like it's like a fucking
you tell me Garrett Morris couldn't show up for this fucking debacle?
Right.
Like you couldn't get anybody over here to kind of like
he was not well liked.
He was not well liked. But you know what? And it's a shame too, because there are some people in my life now that I worked with when they were, 20 years older than I am, but now they're in their late 70s, and they were kind of legendary assholes through their career, and they may have made a couple of. I'm thinking of one person in particular, but they may have been successful in their own right, but now they're in their late 70s. They're having some health problems, and like nobody wants to be around them because their whole life they never had family, and they never had kids, and now they're kind of like, it's all well and good to be like 55 or 60 and be like, go fuck yourself, and but then like you don't really have any currency to trade or to be. If you're not in whatever industry you were in, and you're on the other side of it, and now you're just kind of a sad old man, and and you're alone all the time. Oh my God. I was talking to my mom. It's a great segue. But like when you start, I don't know if you're having this with your mother yet or your family yet, but like now it's starting to turn into like who's dead and who's dying.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, there's always that element.
Yeah.
But not with me. Not as I actually just get text messages.
Oh, that's nice.
When somebody dies.
Okay.
Unless it's like, I got a phone call from my grandfather.
Is he still alive?
No. For when he died, I think I got a phone call to be like, hey, just so you know. But yeah, I just get text messages. But yeah, there's a lot of talk of. Well, I actually get nervous whenever I see a text because I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh God, yeah, I know. The other morning, it was yesterday actually. We got a phone call at like 6:20 in the morning, and that was my wife just jumped up and was like, hello.
Mm.
And it was thankfully it was just a bunch of people we knew died, so it was fine. But
Okay.
no, it was
a
her
bunch of
bunch
them,
of
like Jim Jones.
yeah.
Stuff.
It was a bus of everyone we
Holy
loved, like,
shit.
right off the cliff.
It was just, you know what? It was just a bunch of people that we knew did a suicide pact.
Yeah, it was fine.
That was all.
They
went back to bed, slept like a baby.
Yeah,
slept through the night.
What are we gonna do? They clearly wanted it. It wasn't an avalanche. They planned it. They were all wearing the same shoes.
Yeah.
So that was it. We'll go to a memorial service.
Right,
Boo hoo.
right, yeah.
No, it was her cousin called us by accident, so it was fine.
Oh,
but
it was just like
like
a butt dial. Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
at 3 a.m. butt dial.
it was like
scary.
6 a.m. Yeah. So, but like,
that's scary.
yeah. But sometimes, because with my mom, like I don't really have that much to talk to her about. She's got some challenges, with
Mhm.
going on with people that are in her life, and so I'll just remember somebody from my childhood, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, how's fucking
how's Jody doing?
Pat Smith going?"
Right, Parkinson's.
Oh yeah, Parkinson's.
I know uncle named Pat Smith.
Oh, he
He's
needs
dead.
He needs
Died.
he needs a new head. He needs a new.
He's
head.
a head transplant. He's on the
Yes.
list.
Yes.
He's waiting to get a new
He
cranium.
Yes. He has a. Did you know his heart has a pig valve in it? No, I didn't know that.
Fucking weird.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, our boy Ovo.
Ovo.
He writes, you know who's a real shithead?
Go ahead.
Who never really amounted to anything?
Go ahead.
Bill Maher.
Oh.
Yeah, Bill Maher is a real
All right.
shithead.
Well, let's talk about that for one second. though.
I'm with you there.
Bill Maher sucks. Okay,
Bill Maher is a-
100%. However, he has a huge show on HBO, and he fucks as many black hookers as he possibly
listen,
can.
I can fucking
Yeah.
I can get on board for that.
Although
but
he
not-
likes black Barbies. He doesn't like
yeah, he likes
your.
black. No, I'll take a black Barbie from time to
All
time.
right, once in a while, like
Yeah.
a palate
On a
cleanser.
Wednesday,
Yeah,
sure.
little bony red. What do they call it?
Little red
bone-
bone, little red
bony
bone.
little bony red bone.
Little, September Rain. Remember we had? She was in here. She was a nice little red bone.
I wonder how she's doing.
I don't know. Hopefully she got her. I'm not even going
I-
to say what I was
I
going to
made-
say because I think that was in off mic and in confidence.
Oh, like something with a kid or
yeah,
something.
something. Yeah, I don't want. But
Do you-
yeah,
by
she
the
was a
way,
little red bone.
Do you really hope she got it? I mean, is that really the best decision somebody could make? That's got to be a bad situation where that's your better thing. But
yeah, no, but yeah, Bill Maher is like a weird. You know what? Not that I'm ever like
go ahead.
Will never be anywhere near successful
Go ahead.
as him, but I feel like he's like one of those guys where he's like a cautionary. Like you never want to be in that sort of arrested state of
No.
revolving.
Although I will say,
You know what I mean? Black like escort porn chick.
I think he's so incredibly unself-aware
Right.
that he's one of those guys that probably says to his friends, like in some stupid cigar bar in Beverly Hills, like, I pay him to leave. Okay.
Yeah, well, that was like the Cary Grant thing,
yes,
right?
the-
Yeah.
or Charlie
yeah.
Sheen, but-
well, but he got it from
Did he
somebody
really?
else. Yeah.
I pay them to leave.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
no,
I want to say he said he got it from Cary Grant. Yeah. I learned that in the documentary.
Oh, which
Yeah.
I watched. I don't know how I missed
know.
that one.
Yeah, because I always attributed it to, which I 100% get. I get you're not paying for sex. You're paying for the transaction and the finite
although I will
amount
say
of time.
with Charlie Sheen, that doesn't really hold water because
Right.
he would then go on tour
Yes.
with as many of them as he could
Goddesses.
afford.
Yes.
Oh my goddesses. So, but anyway, I do agree with you. Bill Maher does suck, and he also
Oh,
like
God.
he does the applause. But he stands there on his show and he goes, "Okay, people, new rule, new rule."
Okay.
Like, okay, like I can't even.
You don't.
Yeah, who's the guy that we love that does a great?
Kyle Dunnigan.
Yeah, Kyle Dunnigan.
I know. I'm only doing him doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Ovio, if you
Okay, people.
do yourself a favor and Google Kyle
Oh.
Dunnigan as Bill Maher. It's really fucking great.
Really
So
good.
I agree. But Bill Maher does completely suck.
Bill
and I-
Maher sucks.
And while we're doing this, let's just we'll get the
I don't care if we are Eskimo brothers. I don't like him.
let's get the hate mail really going. What
Mhm.
makes me laugh, because I watch like the Midas Touch. I do watch a lot of these podcasts or these, these like
Okay.
David-
Libtards.
David Packman. Yeah, exactly. Libtard. Thank you. And I enjoy them, and I do very much so. But
Okay.
what makes me laugh is when they have they'll do like a and I know it's kind of like maybe it's clickbait, where they'll
Mhm.
be like Joe Rogan finally acknowledges Trump is bad. And Joe
Yeah.
Rogan will be like, hey, like you shouldn't go to Venezuela if you're not invited. Like, who is this guy? You're like, how the fuck did you guys not pick up on? It's not like Donald Trump did anything now that he didn't say he was going to do.
I mean, and if you couldn't pick up on that,
Yeah. Hey, I'm starting to, and like Theo Vaughn's like, I'm starting to realize that this Donald Trump may not be the man that I had on my show for 3 hours. Like, you guys
starting
are
to think this guy may have pulled the wool over our eyes.
You guys are fucking.
I know, it's really amazing.
I mean, there's something.
It's amazing.
Yes, it's you can be purposefully obtuse all day long, but like, and so the person that I can't stand is I can't stand Piers Morgan because, and I do feel right or wrong, but imagine that we talk the way we talk, right? And we had all of these opinions about like English politics, and we just sound like this. Like it would be everyone in England would be like, hey guys, shut the fuck up about our prime minister or the Labour Party or Tories or whatever the fuck you guys have or the Ted Roberts disco hour or whatever the fuck they have going on over there. Like that's their thing. So having Piers Morgan, who is probably he may even be an American citizen at this point. I don't know. But for Piers Morgan to be like, when I was on The Apprentice and I loved Donald Trump, and now all of a sudden I'm thinking that bloke has got, he's 2 pennies short of a farthing or something. And I'm just like,
2 pence short of the lift.
Yes, you
rub it.
2 more pieces of bread and he's got himself a sausage sandwich that I wouldn't eat. Geezer.
Couple beans short of.
Right. Let's just say his cricket mallet has got more splinters in it than a lorry from here to Winchester.
I can't bring myself to finish a fake British analogy, a fake British idiom.
Have you ever driven from here to Winchester on the A9? Geezer. Hello. Well, that's like putting your Burberry scarf in your own cup of tea, it is. So anyway, my point is like, I completely agree. Bill Maher sucks a dick, but seeing these British guys and I know it does come off weirdly xenophobic, but like, I don't think that like having that accent talking about American politics, it just kind of rankles me. And I'm sorry. And plus also he's another one of these guys who graded Trump on such a curve for so long. And now he's like, well, you shouldn't just shoot a lesbian in the head if she's driving away from you in her Honda Pilot.
Yeah.
It's not her fault that she doesn't like the blokes.
Yeah. It's I mean, I will say this, it's at least I'll give them that at least they're not fully like cult members, right? Because there's a certain faction of those people that are just like, no matter what he does, it's like there's a reason there, and those are truly like the ride or die like cult members,
right?
Where it like so, but it's amazing to think that there's something in between with like the Joe Rogans and the Piers Morgans, where they're like, wait a minute, but that's you crossed the line.
In my mind, though, but in my mind, it's almost like I almost can see the calculation for a Piers Morgan where he's like looking at it and he goes, all right, well. Wait a minute, America
like, things
now
have shifted, right?
I'm going to go over there. I almost like it when you've got that dumb cunt with her fucking cowboy hat on.
Sure.
And she's there and she's like, they're being attacked by lesbians who are driving away from them.
Yeah.
And that's why they get shot. Listen, if you don't listen to us, you get shot in the head.
But I mean,
I'm almost like that fucking crazy
even
bitch.
like Marjorie Taylor Greene, though, was like, enough's enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is like, that's kind of.
Not but she's another one too. She's like, well, now anyway. Look, we don't have to get into it, but the whole thing is just like, but yeah, I agree. To get back to OVO,
Bill Maher, fuck Bill Maher,
fuck Bill Maher.
I don't care how much black pussy that he pounds. Okay,
new rule.
I don't like you. I don't.
Unless you're driving away from my house with my black platinum card and you haven't returned my calls, then ICE, go get them.
Yeah.
Okay? Because Kaniqua, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
New rule. ICE only chases down black hookers that stole my bottles of scotch. Right. Okay? That's it. If I pay for the night, a GFE is a GFE.
Yeah.
It would be great if
you can't take the bottle of champagne home with you. Yeah. Okay.
No matter how many
I
kids.
Lost it halfway. Okay.
But it's better than you lose it halfway. Right.
I forget how he says it.
I know you have a bunch of kids, but new rule: I don't want to meet them.
You don't.
Okay. I'll give you the gift card to Chuck E. Cheese. Don't tell me that it's for little Leroy. Okay. Just take the card and just spend it.
You know, he's like a guy that just spouts nonsense to these gals that are like he like really. I'm sure he talks down.
Oh,
in
God.
very. I mean, he kind of talks down to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, he's like, let me tell you about the black experience.
Yeah. Or as or as she's going in the other room to get a warm washcloth to wipe his own cum off his belly.
Right.
He's like, the free trade agreement that we signed with fucking NAPTI is not really what is going, I'm going to, hey, or he runs jokes past her.
Yes.
He's like, hey, my team of Harvard Jews came up with this one. Let me ask you, Cherokee, if you think this is a good joke. Okay, Cherokee. And by the way, next time you come over, don't double park your 3 Series in the middle of because they have to. My team of Ecuadorians takes out the recycling tomorrow. Hey,
real quick, our boy Ovo chimed in. Then we got to go behind the beaded curtain.
We will.
Ovo says those ride or die Trump fans you're talking about are all ex-cons cholos in Albuquerque.
Yeah,
he's saying they're all ex-cons in Albuquerque.
Yeah, they're. I think basically like a lot of convicts love Trump because they're like, if we get arrested for all the shit we're doing, all we have to do is write a really nice thing, and just be like, "Hey, magnificent with your thick head of hair and your 9-inch cock, could you please do me a favor?"
Glad you finally got the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes, given
from some lady.
Yes, got the Nobel who scratched out her name and put your name on it. You fucking child.
You've earned it.
Yeah. In
a lot of ways, you've earned it.
By the way, before we jump over, I found, and I don't know his name, it's Larry something, but I found this great YouTube channel, and essentially, sorry, I'm going to sneeze.
God bless America.
Excuse me. Sorry about that. I think Howard's hair is still around here somewhere.
Maybe Howard's dander.
We're gonna make a new.
God, I had to fucking sanitize everything.
I know.
That was his white whiskers. All over my.
I just threw out everything in the dining room. I just threw it all out. This is all new, old. It's all new, old stuff. It's all 3D printed.
We went to Rent-A-Center, picked up a whole new thing.
Yeah. So anyway, there's this guy who basically was in. He called himself America's #1 jewel thief. And he was in jail for 11 years. And he basically tells stories about being in jail, and he answers questions about jail, and it's jail.
Fun.
And he's bald, and he has a goatee, and he's probably about 10, 15 years older than I am. And he talks about like prison things and like what happens when you go to federal prison or state prison, or what it means to go on Con Air, or he'll tell stories about this. But he did a whole episode, and I listened to it for 22 minutes about suitcasing. You know suitcasing?
I don't think I do.
That's putting things up your ass.
Oh.
So apparently, according to this guy,
keister,
and I love keistering. Is another, but I believe
suitcasing is like, was this larger? Keistering is carry-on, suitcasing is check baggage.
Suitcasing, you're flying
volume.
You're flying internationally, right? Yeah, I suitcased and the first 3 seasons of Arrested Development on VHS in my asshole.
Yeah.
No, but he talks about, fun fact, everybody, you have 7 inches on the side of your ass that's kind of like open space.
Don't I know it?
And that's what you use to suitcase.
Holy
things.
Shit. Wait, on both. So 7 inches that way, 14 total, or
I think it's by volume.
Gotcha.
So I think you have 7 inches to play with. So,
7 inches total.
Yeah.
In your up your rectum
behind your butt cheek. So when you spread your asshole to, for them, and he goes, and he said that the hacks are pretty lazy. They're not going to look up in you with a flashlight. He goes, they don't usually do that. He goes, they'll if you spread it.
So goes, like the diameter, like this iced coffee, like if it were a solid, and I lubed it up, like.
Right. But I think what you do is, like, for example, what he said is you take your shank, you put it in a toothpaste holder, you cover it in, you use, because you don't have lube. They don't sell lube at the commissary. So you take soap or, and this is the thing I thought was great, you snot on it. So you snot on this toothbrush holder, and then your shank is in there,
Yeah.
and then you shove it up your ass really flat with your fingers like this, and then
Yeah.
you push it over to the side.
Oh.
So there's probably like soft tissue in there, but it's pliant or pliable.
Mhm.
So you push it in that soft tissue, and then you kind of push on the outside of your ass, and then you can kind of pop it out, and then you put your fingers back in, and you kind of grab it in the meat, and then you sort of pull it out. So it's not like an open. It's not like, it's not like a wallpaper, like a club basement. It's
not
it's
a
just
finished basement.
it's an area
yeah.
that there's a water boiler
cinder
down
blocks
there.
and with
Imagine
dirt
by accident
floor.
you hit your prostate gland and you just automatically start coming all over the
Oh
place.
man,
These guys
which
are
I
like,
heard that's only a small percentage of guys that are into that, or that where they have that or something.
what, the prostate?
Yeah, or that they find it
Pleasurable?
Yeah,
but they're a vocal minority.
I think that's what it is. New rule. Shut up a bunch of prostate. Okay.
Kaniqua, why don't you trim those nails before you come over? Because we all
Yes.
know that daddy likes it up the dirt pipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't be fishing acrylic out of my asshole.
Okay. I don't mind tariffs on lacquered nails. Okay. Thank you. And by the way, we know they're bad impressions. It's like that guy that goes,
Yeah.
the guy goes, you have a terrible impression of Hugh Jackman. Well, that's kind of the idea.
Yeah, we're bad at it. We probably shouldn't be attempting.
And that's the point of the humor, is to make it bad. Okay.
Sure.
I don't know why
Or
I
at least
explained
that's the story we're going with.
Sorry, I'm not Nikki Glazer
Yeah.
making fun of Sean Penn's leathery face. Okay, new rule, Sean Penn. It's called moisturizer. Don't be afraid to go down the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
Buy all the black hair products for my skin bumps.
Sure.
My skin bumps on your pussy.
Uh-huh.
All right, everybody, listen. Do me a favor. Even after last week,
Do me a solid.
let's dust off. Please,
Yeah, let's start over.
hit the like, hit the thumbs up.
Uh-huh.
Let's help us just, do what we can to make this what it is. Okay. And don't get over to the Patreon if you can. That would be great to do that. And, that's pretty much it. And so we're back in the saddle. Welcome back, everybody. I hope this was, whatever this was.
Yeah.
This was a pacing show. So
Sure.
we'll get it back by the middle of March. And thank you. We're going to jump over to the Patreon. And remember, if you're on the Patreon and you have any questions or comments or whatever it is, you say them and then we answer them on the Patreon.
Yeah.
And then, of course, somebody hit me up. They should have gotten their recent headshot, blah, blah, blah. So thank you. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. Okay. Goodbye.
See ya.